Good day everyone. So I have here a simpler way to understand the key principles of the theory. First is we have the hierarchical learning structure. So learning happens step by step. So you need to master the basics first before moving on to harder or more advanced skills like learning to count before doing math problems. Hierarchical learning structure day no kay dapat before ta mo solve siya usa ka problem, dapat mag-start jud ta sa basics like for us to dili ganita maglisod. So we need to start from the basics jud para magkaanam-anam siya until nga makabalo ka, until nga kanang hantod nga maabot na ka sa pinakalisod nga part, dili na ka maglisod kay magsugod naman ka sa pinaka basic. So mauto ang sa hierarchical learning structure. Sunod na sad nga principle no is types of learning. So according to Gagne, according to him, there are 8 types of learning. So start from very simple ones like learning through repetition. So repetition no or basic reactions ara man should mag-start. Then such as Pavlov's classical conditioning. Sunod man ang Pavlov's classic conditioning. So to more complex skills like solving tricky problems or thinking critically. So mauna siya ang sa types of learning.
To continue the key principle of the theory, number 3 is cumulative learning. Learning occurs in a structured order, meaning higher level skills build upon previously learned foundational skills. So cumulative learning means we build new skills on top of what we already know. First, we learn the basic, then we use them to tackle more advanced things. For example, you need to understand addition before you can solve complex math problems. The number 4 instructional event, Gagne outlined 9 events of instruction which guide effective lesson planning and teaching. Gagne 9 events of instruction are step gani nga makatabang sa teacher to create kanang effective lesson by grabbing attention, planning goals, recalling prior knowledge, processing new content, guiding learning, encouraging practice, giving feedback, assessing performance nga makatabang sa bata gani to remember and apply kung unsa ilahang nakatunan. So number 5 is prerequisite knowledge. Before student can grasp advanced concept, they must first understand the foundational concept that lead up to them. So, before ka maka-learn sa mga advanced topic, you must first kanang understand gani sa mga basics topic. For example, kanang understanding basic arithmetic concept is essential for solving algebra problems. And that's all to my part.
So, in continuation, we're gonna talk about Robert Gagne and his theories behind conditions of learning and learning hierarchy. So Robert Gagne was an educational psychologist known for his conditions of learning, which categorize learning into 5 domains. The first one is verbal information, in which the teacher explains the definition of fractions and gives examples. So example for this is a fraction represents a part of a whole, like 1/2 or 3/4. The second one is intellectual skills. Students solve problems involving fractions. Example for that is adding 1/2 and 1/4. The third one is cognitive strategies. The teacher teaches students how to visualize fractions using diagrams or real objects. So example for that is cutting pizza into equal parts. The fourth one is motor skills. Students practice drawing fraction models or use fraction manipulatives. The fifth one, which is the last one, is attitudes. The teacher encourages students to appreciate real-world importance of fractions. So example for that is understanding fraction helps in cooking, shopping, and dividing things fairly. He also developed the learning hierarchy, emphasizing that complex learning builds on simpler skills. His nine events of instruction provide a structured framework for effective teaching. Gagne's work blends behaviorism, which covers reinforcement, structured learning, and cognitivism, prior knowledge, and mental processes that is widely applied in education and training. So in application of Gagne's blended approach, behaviorism, it covers reinforcement and structured learning. So in here, the teacher breaks the lesson into small structured steps, introducing fractions, demonstrating, guiding practice, and providing feedback. And the second one is positive reinforcement. So it is used for example, great job, you solved the problem correctly. In cognitivism, it covers prior knowledge and mental processes. In prior knowledge, the teacher connects fractions to students' prior knowledge of whole numbers. And in mental processes, visual aids and real-life examples help students mentally process and retain information. By using Gagne's structured approach, students systematically develop their skills, starting with simple concepts and progressing to more complex fraction operations. That would be all. Thank you.
Gagne's learning hierarchy is very useful in teaching mathematics because concepts build on each other. Teachers need to make sure that students understand the basic skills first before moving on to more complex topics. Like for examples, before teaching multiplication, students must first understand addition and number patterns. Since multiplication is just repeated addition, they need to grasp how numbers increase when added together. Before learning fractions, students should already know division and concepts of equal parts. If they don't understand how to divide, they will struggle with fractions. In algebra, students must be familiar with basic arithmetic operations like addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division because these are essential in solving equations. So that's why, as a teacher, imong rule kay to check if your students have mastered the foundational knowledge before introducing a new topic. If they struggle with the basics, si kinahanglan, balik-balikon una before moving forward. So, assessment is important para makita nimo kung ready na ba sila or if they need more practice on the fundamentals.
Good day everyone, I'm Garnet Tampus and today I'm going to report about the example strategies or activities in an intermediate grade math class. Since we are dealing with elementary students, effective mathematics instruction in the intermediate grades requires strategies that promote deep understanding, retention, and problem-solving skills. So to ensure students grasp fundamental concepts and apply them effectively or use them effectively, teachers employ various instructional techniques or any teaching strategies. So here are the example strategies or activities in an intermediate grade math class. So first is scaffolded problem solving. This strategy involves breaking down complex math problems into smaller, manageable steps. By guiding students through each step and ensuring mastery before progressing, teachers help build confidence and problem-solving skills. So for example, when solving 12 plus 15, the teacher first helps students add 10 plus 10, then 2 plus 5, and finally combine the sums to get 27. So next is concept mapping. So this approach uses visual diagrams to illustrate connections between mathematical concepts. For example, showing how multiplication and division are related. So it helps students develop a deeper understanding of mathematical operations as well as their applications. So for example, to show the connection between addition and subtraction, the teacher draws a diagram linking 5 plus 3 equals 8 and 8 minus 3 equals 5. So it helps students see how they are related. So next is cumulative review. So regular reinforcement of previously learned lessons ensures retention and fluency. By incorporating past lessons into new ones, students strengthen their foundational knowledge and improve long-term mathematical proficiency. So for example, before teaching division, the teacher reviews multiplication by reminding students that 10 divided by 2 is the same as finding how many times 2 fits into 10, since 2 times 5 equals 10. And that's all for my part. Thank you for listening.
Guided discovery. Guided discovery, allowing students to explore mathematical patterns before formalizing rules. Guided discovery. This strategy kay nag-emphasize yung exploration and pattern recognition before introducing formal rules. For example, kay kanang students might discover multiplication facts by repeatedly adding. So kanang for example kay ang 3 times 4 equals 12. So para siya ma-adding repeatedly, so ang 4 kay katulon siya para ma-12. So kini nga strategy kay ma-deeper ilang understanding and problem solving skills. So ang last examples of strategies kay ang interactive games and technology. This involves using educational apps and games to teach math concepts. These tools can gradually increase the difficulty of problems as students progress, providing a motivating and engaging learning experience. Examples include that adapt to a student's skill level or apps that provide interactive tutorials. Interactive games and technology. This strategy leverages the power of technology and engaging activities to enhance learning. So, interactive games and apps offer a more dynamic and enjoyable learning environment. So, the key is the gradual introduction or more difficult problems. Will design educational software adapts to a student's performance, providing appropriate challenges that neither overwhelm nor bored them. So, this adaptive in nature ensures that students are constantly challenged but also experience a sense of accomplishment as they progress. This strategy caters to diverse learning styles and keeps students engaged, leading to better retention and understanding of mathematical concepts.
Before na mo i-end among presentation, I want to share a quote from Benjamin Franklin that perfectly encapsulates the core principles of Gagne's learning theory. So he stated, "Tell me and I forget. Teach me and I remember. Involve me and I learn." So this quote highlights the progression from passive learning, which is simply being told information, to active learning, which is being actively involved in the learning process. So his theory supports this progression by emphasizing a structured approach, building upon prerequisite knowledge, and incorporating active learning strategies. So the tell me stage here is insufficient for true understanding. The Gagne's methods of structured teaching and active learning are crucial for achieving lasting knowledge retention, as Franklin's quotes suggest. So the key lesson here is that true learning isn't passive. It requires active engagement and structured approach. So by incorporating active learning strategies and building upon prior knowledge, we can foster a deep and more lasting understanding in our students. Okay, that's all. Thank you.